And although, I had a professional job, my income just, what I could afford, I just couldn't do it. And I was really, concerned. Every time I would put a bid in, I mean, you had to put at least $50,000 over what the asking price was, and I kept getting outbid. One house they accepted my bid. I paid an inspector to come, and at that point I wasn't with the community land trust. I was still getting information. I paid an inspector to come and look at that house, and every time we met, and every time he'd say something, I go, oh, nope, can't buy this house. It was like they just slapped a lot of cute things on it, but then there were a lot of things that were just like, no, cracks in the basement, I didn't know anything about the Community Land Trust organization at all. So I just went online to look at what it was, and I thought, this sounds really kind of interesting. So then I realized that you had to apply for the Community Land Trust. So I went through the whole thing. They wanted 3 years of tax returns and all of that stuff, and I went to trainings. I went to a Zoom meeting, I think, and then there was an in-person meeting, and so then I was accepted. So I thought, well, this is great. The Community Land Trust had originally approved me for a certain amount of money, and I'd put a bid on another house and was outbid. And then this house came, and in the meantime, they had increased my amount of money. That enabled me to buy this house, and I closed on it on the 31st of May. I appreciated the Community Land Trust just being able to give me literally the deposit to put down on this house and in this neighborhood. I couldn't have found a better place. What I thought was wonderful was there were so many people of different ages, different ethnicities, and just the whole mission of really helping people to improve their own neighborhoods just really spoke to me. Without the Community Land Trust, I probably would not be living in as nice a neighborhood. I just don't know, because I just didn't have the kind of cash that a lot of other people had. What the Community Land Trust does is so incredible. I told my brother about it. I sent him information, and he was like, "Are you serious?" He was impressed. And I told my brother, I said, okay, so I don't own the land, but I steward the land, so I still have to, cut the grass and shovel the snow and all that. He said, I have never heard of such a thing. And like I said, he was really impressed with that, and the fact that it allows so many people to buy a house and have this sense of ownership and stability in their neighborhood. I was looking at the website, and I hadn't seen this particular video before, but it was a woman, and she was standing in front of her house, and she was talking about all the renters in her neighborhood. She said the people next door, they were here, and then they moved, because the landlord raises the rent. It's just ridiculous that people are having to move, and the rent's going up and up and up. And at least with a house, it might be expensive on the front end, but you have, you are starting to build equity every month, and your rent, well, the insurance might go up, but you have some stability as it relates to your monthly pay, and it just allows you to I think it allows people to be able to then concentrate on other parts of their life, if they're not thinking about, oh my God, I have to move in another month, and not having to worry about rent, and I have 3 cats, so they can make a decision as to how many pets you can have. So a house for me was a better option, because I'm not going to get rid of one of my pets. I've told like all of my friends, and that what this is. People who are here in Minnesota who didn't know about the Community Land Trust. It is just an awesome opportunity. Like I said, it helps to stabilize, in my opinion, it helps to stabilize communities. When you have people who are more stable in a community, maybe I'm naive, but it seems to me that more stability in the neighborhoods would give rise to lower crime rates. It is absolutely the currency for keeping neighborhoods safe and fun. I would say go for it. Whatever they ask you, they're asking because they want to make sure that the people who are benefiting from the Community Land Trust homes are really the ones who need them the most. Of course, these days the middle class is dwindling. And so, people who, 3, 4, maybe 6, 7 years ago could just afford a house, they're being outpriced, not just here, but all over. And so, if someone finds themselves within the income guidelines, go for it. They're asking a lot of information, but it's not like they're sharing it with anybody. They want to make sure that you are eligible and going to the trainings, especially for people who, and I went to the trainings even though I bought a house. I bought 2 houses. And there are some things that I learned that I wish I'd known when I bought the first one. Go through all of those workshops, those meetings, because everything that they're talking to you about, nothing is wasted. None of that information is wasted. And then they do ongoing kinds of things. I went to one where they were talking about preserving plants that are native to this state. And a lot of the grass that we have in our yards is not even Minnesota grass. And then so they were planting some flowers and plants at this woman's house, and we went over there. So it's not just, okay, we got this house and there's going to be some rehab and that's it. There's ongoing things, those barbecues or whatever, just to give people a chance to meet other people that have benefited from the Community Land Trust. So I would say definitely, if you find yourself with the possibility of being able to be a Community Land Trust person, go for it. It makes no difference. I have no family here. It makes no difference to me whether I own the land or not. This is my yard. The grass isn't going to go hip high because it's my house. I want it to look the best that it can. I'm going to take care of it to the best of my ability. I saw this one that had been donated by this woman who grew up in this house. It's blue with white trim, and I walked in there and I thought, I want this house. It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. However, from what I understand, the Community Land Trust, only when there are homes like that, they look at the number of people in the household that need the space. It was just me and my cats. It was more house than I needed. And so for someone who's thinking about donating a house, I would say please do so, because there's only so many houses that are for sale, and all these condos are going up, and a lot of times people don't really want condos. They can determine like how many pets you can have. Some people want to have space. They want to have a playground or a yard, a backyard for their kids. They want to be able to barbecue out. They want to commune with their neighbors, or get to know their neighbors. That's less likely in a condo. I would say definitely the homes are going to go to people who have shown that they are committed to stewarding their house and being a part of the community. And the people who work at the Community Land Trust are they're just so approachable. They're so approachable. Jake, I have a question. It was a couple weeks ago, and I called on his office, and then I thought, this is Friday, he's gone for the day, so I didn't bother to leave a message. I got 3 minutes later, I got a phone call from his cell. What's up, Denise? And Shane and Stacy and Shar. I really can't say enough good things about this. There is no downside. There is no downside, in my opinion. None at all.